Hi, Carrie here. So have you ever heard of the KISS method? I've seen many versions of this acronym, but the one that I use is keep it super simple. And I think this is such a great mindset to maintain as you navigate the path of parenting. I am a recovering overthinker and overcomplicator. Have you ever seen this? Well, I've had plenty of these moments, and occasionally I still do. But over time, I've come to realize and even prioritize simplicity over complicated. I always think back to when I homeschooled Faith and Jack. There would be lessons that I would pour hours into creating, and the kids would just have a lukewarm response to it. Then there would be days that I'd just phone it in. I'd have nothing planned. I'd come up with something super easy and spur of the moment, and they absolutely loved it and still talk about it today. So while I'm not trying to encourage you to phone it in as a parent all the time, but these experiences always hit home with me that complicated didn't always equal better. The problem is twofold when we think about this from a parenting perspective. First of all, there are hundreds, literally, of different ways to approach parenting. And for the most part, there's nothing inherently wrong with any of them. And there's lots of good in each of them. So there are choices upon choices upon choices that you can make. Sometimes this is good because it's good to have options, and sometimes it just complicates things. And second, we live in a world where we are flooded with information, and it comes at us so fast, and it is literally unending. So now, not only are there hundreds of ideas on the best way to parent, we have access to all of this information, whether we want it or not. So we have to sift through all of it because, like I said, there's a lot of good stuff out there. One of my go-to phrases when someone asks me how our weekend was and it happened to be a particularly busy weekend, I'll say, it was awesome. It was just a lot of awesome. So while I never want to sound ungrateful for the blessings and experiences in our lives, it kind of hits home the idea that there, in fact, can be too much of a good thing. Okay, so how do we apply the KISS method to parenting? Here's a few ideas. First of all, find your compass. Identify what you stand for and where you're heading. Check out my video on creating a family mission statement because that's the perfect place to start. When you know what your values are and the direction you want your family to head, you have the perfect filter to which you can evaluate all of the information that's coming at you. Does it align with the direction you're trying to go? Evaluate it further. Does it not align with your direction? Drop it immediately. Don't spend any more time or brain power on it, even if it's not a bad idea and even if parts of it sound intriguing. Stay focused on your path. And this leads into number 2, run your own race. You're responsible for the family God blessed you with. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Don't get distracted by what you see around you. Stay on your course. Have confidence in your path. There's a lot of different paths that can get you to the same result, but getting distracted and going down rabbit holes that lead to other paths not only complicates things, but it distracts you, is horribly inefficient, and starts to make you second guess choices and decisions you've made. Number 3. Remember what's important. At the end of the day, are your kids safe? Do they feel loved? Are their basic needs being met? Then you're doing an awesome job as a parent. Everything else are literally the sprinkles on the sundae. They're awesome and enjoyable, but if one day your Sunday doesn't have those sprinkles, you still have had an awesome Sunday. Number 4, simplify relationships. Surround yourself with people that bring you joy, encourage you, and uplift you, that you can do the same for. Try to minimize or eliminate relations that bring stress or conflict or drama into your life. All of this distracts you from being intentional with your time and your days. If there are relationships that you can't disengage from completely, Try to minimize the impact they have on you and your family. Know your limits and set clear boundaries. Like I always tell my children, we can only be responsible for our own actions and behaviors. We can't control other people, but we can control how we respond to them and how we allow them to affect us. Number 5, learn to be content. We live in a world where bigger, better, faster, newer, and are highly valued. But these things all come at a cost. The cost can come in the form of time, money, energy, physical well-being, or stress. When we're content with where we're at and with what we have, we eliminate the need to try and complicate our lives by trying to figure out how to obtain this bigger, better, faster, newer thing. Teaching your kiddos this lesson early in life will also serve them really well for the rest of their lives. Number 6, be comfortable doing nothing. So this one's speaking to my heart, or I should say my husband's heart. He wants to give them as many experiences and opportunities as possible. And we're blessed to live in a place where there are lots of things to do and participate in. But sometimes, even though I have a pretty high threshold for activities myself, I have to stop and remind him that there's also value and joy and growth and opportunity that comes from free time and doing nothing. I have a whole video on the beauty and importance of unstructured play that I'll link below. But for some people, they feel guilty when they're not doing something. And to avoid this, they overcomplicate their lives and schedules, which leads to stress and exhaustion. In a fast-paced world where we're inundated with information flooding us from all directions, be different. Chart your own course for you and your family. Statistics show that 60 to 80% of people feel stressed throughout their day. One of the leading contributors to this, just trying to stay afloat, physically, emotionally, financially. You know, that survival mode that I'm always talking about, right? Well, simplifying your life and applying the KISS method to life and parenting is a great place to start getting you out of that survival mode and into a thriving mode where you can go back to enjoying your days of parenting, feeling confident, refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to tackle whatever comes your way. You got this. Want more of this? Let's stay connected. You can subscribe here. Also, make sure to scan the QR code to get weekly-ish visits from me in your email with tools and resources to help you get your kiddos and your family out of survival mode and on their way to thriving. I promise I will only send things I believe will be ultra valuable to you. So I'm so thrilled we got connected, and I can't wait to see you again. Welcome to the Well-Equipped Family.